Man, what a day I've had today. I started off heading to work, having a great time. I noticed some clouds off to the left hand side of me, and the sun was setting off to the right hand side, and it was just catching this just purples and blues and pinks and whites, and the clouds were really puffy and really billowy. And there was a couple sets of them that were just beautiful. And I couldn't take my eyes off of them. It was just, I was trying to drive and I was swerving all over the road and everything. I'm sure. I don't know. I wasn't even watching the road. So, I mean, it was pretty bad. So there were several times that I pulled over and I was trying to take pictures on my camera. And I just couldn't get a good picture without the man-made stuff in there. You know, I always saw like telephone lines. I always saw, something, water tower, something. It was always something there. And I wanted to catch it without the man-made stuff because the nature was the nature in that pose was just so beautiful. So I caught a couple pictures. I kept on going, and I'd pull over again. I tried to catch another couple pictures, and I just couldn't get it right. And they were all beautiful pictures in their own mind, and it was just something that I wanted, a passion that I wanted to capture without the man-made stuff in there. And I'm sure I'll look back through the pictures again and see some beauty in the man-made stuff as well, and maybe even the contrast. Who knows? But at the time, my mind was set, and I was trying to find that one picture. Well, I got all the way to work. It was a 30-minute drive to work, and I got all the way there, and I saw this hill as I was going, and I thought, man, this hill right here would be beautiful. It has this green pasture on there, and right behind it there's some trees, and then right behind that is just this beautiful pillow of blue and green and yellow and orange and these clouds and white. And I thought, man, that's the picture I want. So I parked my car and I contemplated for a second. I said, man, if I go in, I'll probably be a tad bit late. Even if I just ran over there and took the picture. But I said, you know what? Screw it. I got to get this picture. This is passion-led, And just like my video yesterday, I had to have passion in what I do. And that was the passion that was leading me. So I said, okay, fine. You know what? Work can be, mad at me or whatever. I don't think they will. It's pretty lenient work. But if I'm not making it a habit all the time, so let's make this exception. So I park the car, I bust out the camera, I jump over there, and I start running over there a little bit, jogging, nothing big. And I see a white van pull up at the stop sign that's just right in front of the hill. And this guy has a camera, and he's leaning out the window, and he's taking a picture. And I said, dude, that's the moment. He's trying to capture my moment. We're on the same level. We're on the same playing field at this moment. So I ran over there and I saw that his window was down too. And I said, dude, you're trying to capture those, clouds too. And he said, yeah, this is a beautiful picture. And I don't know if he was like a photography guy. I mean, he was a little bit older. So if he was, he's probably like a teacher or something like that. But he was capturing the moment as well. And I said, man, this is beautiful. And I started talking to him, and he said, yeah. He said, what's cool about this, and I don't know his background. I mean, he could have been, Pulitzer Prize winner. He could have been a janitor. It doesn't matter. But the words out of his mouth were just insane to me. They spoke to me. And what he said was, he said, the clouds that are there right now and the sun that is setting right now, they're casting a beautiful picture there. He said, but when the sun sets, it's not over. Exact words, when the sun sets, it's not over. And I thought, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, when the sun comes down and it passes that moment of setting, it casts like the sun over the top of the clouds, and it casts the sun around the earth on the other side to where it captures another picture that's just equally or better beautiful as far as colors are concerned. And I thought to myself, wow, that's an amazing concept. most people equate the sun setting as the day being done, or the moment being ended, or the night being set. It's the equation to that is the cowboy runs off into the sunset, and with his hat and his girl. So that's the end. But he said, when the sun sets, it's not over. And that was profound to me. He's talking about the clouds, he's talking about the sun, and he's talking about that moment. But for me, it was a greater moment. It was, maybe you're going through a time to where you have this sun setting. Your period of change or your period of growth is over for the moment. I think it was Steve Jobs that talks about how he got fired from Apple and all this. I might be butchering this whole thing, but he was given a graduation speech at college, and he was talking about how he got fired from Apple, and he thought, man, for a month or two his career was over, and he was really deeply hurt, and how do you get fired from your own company, kind of thing. And he's struggling through all these emotions, and he said, I created in that moment, after I got over his sun setting, he had the most creative time in that next period. He created Pixar. He created Next, which is like a whole renaissance that Apple ended up buying, and now it's starting the Renaissance movement in that career as well. And so he's with Apple, back with Apple again. Well, those moments, when his sun was setting, although he thought it was setting, it wasn't over. It wasn't over. And that's what I applied, what this guy was talking about. We just had to share this moment. I was supposed to be there for a reason. I caught the reason. The reason was, when the sun sets, it's not over. That's profound to me, because there's been times in my life, after the war, or after my divorce, or after my drug addiction, all these things, there's been times in my life where I thought, man, this is surely it. I just want to curl up, and I got complacent. I got complacent for a really long time, for a few of those steps, and I never had the true tools to make it, to get out of that hump for a quicker period of time. Usually it took me, months, if not years. Now I have the tools that will get me out of that funk earlier. Now I have the tools to be able to never be in that funk for very long, if ever. And a new tool I collected today was, when the sun sets, it's not over. I hope that you'll take that tool as well. I hope that you'll find that during that sunset period of your life, that will be the moment that the sun shines the brightest, or the sun hits the things that you love or want to see from a different angle, and gives you a new color, or gives you a new Renaissance period. And that's when you'll know that you can get back up on the horse that you've fallen off of. Get out of the complacency that you're sitting in, and truly make your life the painted picture that everybody wants to capture. Thanks a lot, guys, for viewing. Mountains Man out.